Good day and welcome to your favorite sport program on TV, Plus Sport. I'm Mudashiru Shitu, and as always, today is going to be an interesting moment as we take our mind and focus to Benin, where we have Deji Ogeyingbo, who is the country manager of Making of Champions. Deji will be talking to us about what's going on right now at the AFN National Trials, that's the Athletic Federation National Trials, going on at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin. The trials is for qualification for the next World Championship taking place in Budapest, because we know we have the best of the best in the 100 meters, and we have also Toby Amoson, Isebume, and the likes of them at home in at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. So the results, some of the results are out, but we want Deji, who we know is one of the experts we have in the country when it comes to athletics, to tell us what the atmosphere is, because he has been there since the beginning of the championship. Deji, good day. It's good to have you in the house.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
So I'm sure you've been there before, a day before the beginning, the trials commence. How is the atmosphere like throughout this period in Benin at the ongoing championship?
It has been very underwhelming to say the least. I've been covering the Nigerian Championship since 2015, and probably 2018 was as worse as this. I will probably come closely to it. And that was one of the championships that was cancelled after athletics protested. And it is surprising because in terms of caliber of athletes that will possess and the rankings they have in the world, I don't think we've come close to this in a long time. Probably you would have to go back to Barcelona 92 Olympic trials, where we had like 7 or 8 athletes that had run 10 seconds flat, like of Ogeyingbo, the I mean, you just come into the stadium and you don't really feel the atmosphere. And probably 2 reasons majorly. The AFN did not do much publicity and marketing for the event, and that's because they attributed their focus to the regional championship happening in Togo as they won the 4x1 men team to qualify for the World Championship. And also, we know the economic crunch facing people, not wanting to risk coming to an event, saving their money for transport and all of that. So it's probably mitigating some of both of these major factors that probably caused the underwhelming attendance from the world record holder for the first time race to Nigeria, and there were less than 2,000 people inside the whole arena. That's both including the stadium and probably around in the surrounding. So it's disappointing. After this morning, they were just even putting floor panels for an event that we had the ribbon event in the men's and women's 100 meters happened yesterday. So it just tells you the level of preparation from the AFN and how much they didn't really put much into it. Olympic trials happened last year, same year in Benin, and it was literally electrifying. But this year's own was just really underwhelming, and hopefully we hope they learn lessons.
Thank you. Before we go into even the issues of the field itself, the atmosphere, let's continue with that. What's the reasons why? Because there have been issues about, we have a world record holder, many award-winning athletes there, but the stadium is still empty. And what has that been? Have there been reason why that is like that, or have you asked the questions, or what's the reason why we have a stadium like that, so empty for a national trials where we have the best of the best in the world at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium?
Okay, when it comes to selecting tracks for the for major athletics events, history is always taken into consideration. How fast the track is, how suitable the weather is, and how adaptable the athletes are to the track itself. So in Nigeria, there are very few fast tracks. So it's the same reason why the Olympic trials took place at the Yabatek Stadium in 2021 and it didn't take place at the Teslim Balogun Stadium before the tracks were removed. And that's because the Yabatek track is a very fast track. So they want athletes to run fast times, and the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium is one of those tracks. In terms of proximity, I mean, we saw fans show for the National Sports Festival, same for the National Championship last year, as well as the Olympic trials and Commonwealth Games trials. we saw athletes trooping to the Samuel Buvina Stadium. So it goes way beyond whether fans don't want to come. We know the economic crunch that is facing people now, and they probably think twice before going to a particular place. But the AFN have just done poor marketing as well as poor publicity. That's I'll probably attribute to 70% of the reason why we had an underwhelming championship so far. Toby Amuson won our race, the semis and the final yesterday, and the deputy governor was around, the AFN president was around, and it wasn't as electrifying as you would expect. Probably, I would even say the media people that took to interview our were and the spectacles in the stand. And that's how underwhelming it is. So I hope we'll learn lessons, really. It's very rare for countries to have world record holders in track and field. It's very rare. And Nigeria is in that exclusive list. And we're not making the most of it. In Africa, you probably talk of Kenya, Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco. Less than 10 countries have world records. And Nigeria is among them. And we've not been able to make the most out of Toby Amuson's world record. And she was competing for the first time. Maybe if it had happened in days, naturally people would have gravitated towards it. But we know the situation with the economy as it stands now. So, like I said, I hope we learn lessons.
Okay. Well said. Now, we know Toby Amuson is a woman at the side attraction, but for insider, there's a worry that Enoch Adegoke, he was at the finals, was at the semi-finals of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and since then,
he actually got to the final.
He hasn't got to the final. Thank you. And since then, he got to the final because the atmosphere around him was so much. For a young man that had been to the final of the Olympics, that means he was among the first 8 or 7 that ran on that particular day. Now, we've not seen the best of him. He was in Asaba 20 last year. He was in Asaba. And we've not seen the best of Enoch. Even here, I think he came third. So, what's wrong with Enoch Adegoke?
I will talk about Enoch more from a technical point of view, and that's because track and field is a very individual, eccentric sport. Recall in that Olympic final, he caught an injury that made him pull out of the race midway, and his road to recovery has been slow and gradual, and it's very hard for an athlete that, in technical terms, is a power athlete. You see his muscles all built up, the ability to runs a lot of power, a bit of technique. So it takes time for his muscles to heal back. And that's the process he's going. Literally just spoke to him less than 15 minutes before this call, and he's taking it gradually. This year he has gone to race in Europe, he's run a 10-2, 10-3, and that's actually the level he is now. There's no hiding about it. And if you check his time, the same time he ran yesterday. So it takes time to get back to his full best. Jan Blake is a case to study. He's the second fastest man in history. Since 2014, where he copped an injury, he has literally not run a sub 9.9 seconds. I think he only ran a sub 9.9 seconds once if he came back. So it's hard to get back to that level once you're already fully matured as an athlete and you have that either grade 2 or grade 3 hamstring injury. Difficult. And that's what track is about. So he's accepted where he is now and he's patient. His body is responding gradually, and hopefully we hope he get back to his full best.
Okay, now thank you on that. We only hope Enoch should get back to that reckoning that brought him to limelight in terms of the Olympics final. It's not something we see Nigerians getting to that particular stage, not just Nigerians across the globe. Now, we were our crew, the sporting crew of Plus Sport, were in Asaba for the last National Sport Festival. In the 100 meters hurdles, we know Toby Amuson wasn't going to come. But there's a certain lady from Lagos that won that particular event. Her name I've forgotten now. She won the gold medal at the National Sport Festival, the last National Festival in the 100 meters women's hurdle. It was one name we're looking forward to in this race. So apart from Toby Amuson, tell us about who else came second and third in the 100 meters hurdles.
They were way behind her, and that just tells you the level of a world record holder and like use the word semi-professional, no disrespect to them. We had likes of Grace Ayemba, who's been running for a long time. Kemi Francis, who also competes in the heptathlon. The actually second fastest woman contributor outline in Nigeria, Miracle Thompson. She's based in the US. She runs for a college team in Division 2 school. She didn't come for the trials. Probably she would have pushed Toby with it, maybe a 12.9 or something. I think she has a PB of a 12.8, which around 1, so she would have pushed Toby. But primarily, outside Toby running, we saw the men's 100 meters without Udodion Uzurike, as well as Scott Brume, who is the fastest Nigeria this year. He ran 9.90 seconds. But Favour actually was around. Isheriche Shekiri was around, the national champion in 2019. There was Sheye Ogulewe, who has won multiple titles in the past, national titles in the past. And there was also Alaba Sitola, who also runs for Middle Tennessee. And eventually it was Shekiri that got the better of his colleague at the end of the day. Let's not forget that Ashe is a 9.96 runner from this year. He's also qualified for the World Championship. Sheye Ogulewe also set a new personal best this year for after like 4 years. But Shekiri is based in Canada, doing his masters there, and he's also equaled his personal best by virtue of winning national titles, running 10.02 seconds. So that was also a massive event to watch it for. The women's 100 meters was a bit underwhelming. Kudinati Osili, she's now not been able to sort out a visa issue, same as Rosemary Chukuma. Chukuma runs for Texas Tech. People runs for Louisiana State University. But they'll be flying straight to Budapest for World Championship. They qualified automatically. We're also from Nigeria's 4x1 team has also qualified for the World Championship in Budapest by virtue of their fourth place finish in Eugene last year, as well as their Commonwealth Games gold medal from last year in Birmingham.
Okay, now let's not go to, apart from the track, we have the shot put, and we know that Chukwuebuka has been doing so well. And also, I don't know whether Fola Shade came around this time, because we met in Asaba. And what on the shot put and discourse, who has been making the headlines there?
Well, as I said to you, the women's discourse is currently going on. That's in terms of the field events, we have our most competitive lineup. That is Choma Oikwe, there was the Commonwealth champion and African champion. Literally, during the call out for the start list prior to making this call. There is Obiageli Amechi. She also competes in the US. She's back in Nigeria. Then there is a new kid on the blog, Ashley Anunuba, that's her name. So those three, they know themselves very well from the United States, although Choma is the most experienced of them, and she'll most likely win. But I have to go over and follow them after this call. As expected, Chukwuebuka Enekwechi won his fourth national title in the men's shot put. There was no competition on that. So basically, you could see the level between how good these guys are because they compete literally almost every time and on the professional circuit. And some of their own base colleagues who lack competition. The talent is there, but they don't have the best of coaching or the best of environment to push them or propel them to that sort of level. And that's why most of the athletes in college are also doing very well for themselves. So, expected winner. So we'll see wait for the result of the women's discount.
Yeah, now, and the 100 meters women, is expected names that we saw. It seems that that particular race seems to be something in the past. It could have been Blessing Okagbari or the other lady that has a provisional suspension. And most times, it's now that we are seeing new names. Tell us about the lady that won the 100 meters women.
So, Blessing Okagbari won that 11.51 seconds. Not a time that we want to be proud of. And it doesn't even come close to the qualifying standard. But like I mentioned earlier, like Favour of Philly guys, Rosemary Chukuma, they've met the qualifying standard, but they couldn't come to Nigeria due to one or two reasons for the national trials. So we paved the way for Blessing Okagbari. Esther Brume also ran the women's 100. For long jumpers, sometimes they test their method in the 100 meters to help them with their speed on the runway. And she has a very good personal best of 11.41, even though she didn't come close to it. I think she ran 11.57 for the third place yesterday at the national championship. So it was a bit underwhelming. I mean, Ophelia as well as Chukuma would have made it more electrifying, but we just make the result we have.
Okay, now we also know that there have been issues about if you don't come for the trials, you don't get a ticket to the World Championship in Budapest. we have the technical director and even the secretary of Athletic Federation of Nigeria saying that that thing must have caused a lot of this array in the camp on the stadium. But tell us, how true is that about that particular statement?
Well, I guess you're asking about the athletes that don't make it to national
Yes,
championship.
because there's a publication on Onikoku, the technical director, and also the secretary, saying that if you are not there, and that refers to someone like Boomer, if a Boomer's younger brother got seen, and some others you likely mentioned that were not there, would they be penalized for not coming?
So interestingly, I was speaking to one of the longest serving AFN staff. He's the announcer for the federation. It's been doing that role for over 30 years,
Yeah.
and he was telling me a story about how they really missed out on Nigerian trials for the Barcelona Olympic Games in '92, and there was a strict rule that if you don't come for the trials, you are not going. But there are some technicalities that you can excuse. It's a trials. I want to take the best for the World Championships. So for someone like Gustin Brumer, there are reports that he actually missed a flight, not once, not twice, from New York to Lagos. Because on that flight, I think from Atlanta to Lagos for him, he also couldn't get there on time. So he literally got to Lagos yesterday afternoon, and he was to run the finals around 4:30 p.m. So there was no way he would make it from Lagos to Benin and warm up and compete. It was never going to happen. So he just remained in Lagos, and he would join up with the team to Togo for the Region 2 competition to help the 4x1 team. So there are some reasons they can excuse. Also, visa issues by the athletes. Some of them have F1 visas for 2 years, and it expires by the end of July. So they are still waiting for appointment from the US embassy to be able to get extend their US visa. So you get some of these reasons, and we just mitigate against them not coming. But I mean, a large number of professional athletes, Toby Amuson, Chico Rivera, Nikuchi, Erekwere, they are all here. These are guys that are already competing in professional circuits and became for the national championship.
So you're about to tell us the story of Mayor Oyali that the announcer of the federation was saying. I didn't think you completed that. It's something, a story you want to hear. We
Oh,
all
okay,
know.
okay. It's really long. I mean, he was telling me the rivalry between Mayor Oyali and Chema Ajunwa. Mayor Oyali was based in Europe, then stayed in Nigeria. He had run the 10-8-4. People were supporting Chema to beat Mayor Oyali. She mistakenly ran with a beat in the semi-final of Mayor Oyali afterwards. And ideally, that should even disqualify her. You have to run with a beat to even get a time. And they excused it because it means that for her to have gone through different checks from the call room to the track judges to the finish line, and they didn't notice that her beat was missing. They would have to sanction every other person there. And these were guys who were even older than the AFN president at that point in time. So they just had to let it go because eventually they needed Choma Jowa told us really at the Barcelona Olympics. So he did not go. That was who would have gotten the bronze medal in the women's 4x1 at the Olympics. So these are all Nigerian trials. There are things we can excuse, really, but that doesn't still make it right. But it's a whole lot of long story from the Atlanta '96 trials to the Nigerian men's 100 meters trials to the Koja Games in 2003. I could go on and talk track for a long time, but let's take it to Nigerian Championship.
Yes, so on the side of the Edo State government, how did you feel the effect? Because I know that, how did you feel we saw the deputy governor coming onto the event, and it said that the plan is to take Edo State, which has been the native home for sport. It's going to be very difficult to tell the younger generations that the old band there was known for sporting activities and all that because of so many things doing. But now we know that they've been the National Sport Festival some years ago. That's the 20th edition. We also know that there've been some facilities. Look at you're around that complex now, and you have to leave the main stadium, the track and field, to where the swimming pool is and all that. The facility, is it still the facility perhaps a lot of people saw when we were in Edo for the 20th National Sport Festival?
Okay, I'm currently at the swimming pool front, and I wouldn't say it's an eyesore, but it's not in optimal conditions. The tennis court is still functional. People are training there. They have a vibrant handball competition going on in the handball court. I've not been to indoor complex to see what they have with the boxing as well as wrestling arena. But it's still in decent and okay shape. I mean, for Nigerian standards, you give it a pass mark.
Okay. Now, you're still with us. There are more questions to ask you, but we want to take our viewers to the compiled interview, the compiled races that happened during this period. Just hold on with us, Deji. Why some of our viewers that not be able to get to Asaba, a lot of people have been asking, oh, I cannot see Toby running, I cannot see it's a boomer and the rest of them. This is a great opportunity to see how some of these ways went through. Enjoy this.
There are 6 of them. Please, can we give them a round of applause? For being just for the final. That was the one. We go to the 2 shortly. There were 6 of them that are running up. Hips, legs 1 and 8 are empty. Well, we go to the 2, almost immediately thereafter. Hit number 1. We go to the 2 thereafter. These are the events. Athletes for kilometer hurdles. Women. We give another applause to the athlete. We go to E2. Very short. Semi-final, 2 in paper. They are running from the final to qualify to the final to be run later this evening. Please, may we give them a round of applause for being close to the race. The athletes for short put men going to the forum now. Short putters men going to the forum now. That will be the next event on the track. Short put men going to the forum now. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117,
Wonderful moment there in Benin, Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, where it's ongoing. It's going to close tomorrow. And we still have Deji Ogeyingbo still with us. Deji, tomorrow is the closing ceremony. It's meant to be today, but tomorrow everybody seems that will go back to the respective places. And we know that you're telling us that there'll be a championship taking on in Togo. So tell us a bit about what we should be expecting in this championship.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the championship in Budapest.
No, you said there's a championship taking place in Region 2.
Oh, okay, in Togo. I couldn't hear you clearly.
Okay.
So it's a regional tournament, a real competition that would see teams from West Africa come, Ghana, or region 2 part of West Africa, Ghana, the Republic, Nigeria, Togo, participate. And Nigeria is taking advantage of that to run the relays. According to World Athletics, you have to have a minimum of 3 international teams running a relay before the results can count officially. So Nigeria, instead of inviting 4 international teams to come and compete in a national championship that's done in the last 2 years, they are taking the 4x1 teams to Togo to see if they can qualify. So also be some individual athletes there. Most of them left the stadium this afternoon. They couldn't get flights this morning, so they are going by road to Togo from Benin to Lagos and to Lomé to compete for the championship. So a couple of individual athletes were there. It's a Brume and two Ramoto opted for going. They got meet in Europe that they have to attend to. Toby is running at the year meet on July 18 against Kamachukwu. Mr. Brume is also going for the Stockholm Diamond League, I think, on June 15th. So they opted not to go with them, really. So, yeah. That's just the summary of this. Primarily, they want to go from compete in the 4x1 qualification.
So now, and the qualifications, looking at, let's take our mind away from the ongoing AFN. I know you don't really interfere when it comes to the politics aspect about it, but with the all, but there's no how we might not be able to see the whole organization, how things have been done. The AFN right now seems to be doing so well, but tell us your own personal experience with how things, how organized they've been with this. Though apart from the fact that there's no marketing, no show of, we are not watching it elsewhere, we are no TV showing it live, which is not supposed to be. But tell us the AFN and how it has been carrying on its activities.
Okay, interestingly, like I was saying about the announcer, he was telling about the Olympic trials in 1992, saying even the BBC came to Nigeria to run commentary for the Nigerian championship, and that's how valuable it was. Athletes, when they arrive at the airport, journalists go interview them because of the rivalry that they have generated throughout the course of the game. But we don't have such a thing. And despite our athletes running quality time, we've not still seen the AFN come up with a proper publicity and marketing plan to push the drive, and all this sport is entrenched in the heart of Nigerians. So it is something that's worrying, and hope it be sorted out as soon as possible. But eventually, I just hope that they learn their lesson, like I said, and they do something about it.
Now, obviously, because everybody wants an improvement in how we see. I'm sure a lot of other countries would have made a lot of money from the fact that Toby is coming to their country, and I'm sure, but I don't know why we don't get to use the best of what we have. Now, I don't know why I'm going to get to you again, but we want to ask about what will happen in Budapest, about Toby defending our title. We know what the ratio has run this year. We know there's a Kamachukwu factor. We know and all that. What does it mean if Toby at the end of the day, because I don't think there's anything, both of them are hungry to defend and to win. What do you think this means to Toby, and how possible do you think she will likely defend it, if she does and if she doesn't?
Okay. If she does, good for her. We spoke to her yesterday and she's optimistic about how all the drivers come up with it, even though there's no love lost off the camera, it's strictly business. They will run for competing brands. About 15 runs for Puma, 3 runs for Adidas. They are both competing for the same prize. Thomas Queen is the Olympic champion, Toby is the world champion, she's the world record holder. And in terms of the head-to-head, after their meeting, I was on last week Friday, which I talked about on the show, Kamachukin still looks to be 11 to 6. So it's obvious that Kamachukin is better than Toby slightly. But when it comes to championship races, that is what matters and who can deliver on the day. And Toby has showed it not once, not twice that she can deliver when it matters the most. So if she eventually loses the title to Kamachukin, probably finishes second, still no love lost. She'll try again. Hopefully she can get the better of her collegiate rival. They've been competing against each other since 2016. So that's the good thing about track and field or sport itself. Competition makes it interesting. And the beauty also about it is that you cannot tell them to track or meet managers individually. If Toby races in the meet, he doesn't get the allure that he's supposed to get compared if she's racing against Kamachukin. Same thing for Kamachukin. If she races alone, she doesn't get the allure of the competition compared to if you race against Toby. So they work hand in glove.
Interesting. Because of time, we want to quickly take our viewer straight to the interview we had with Toby after the race, and also with the deputy governor of Edo State. And I'm sure Deji will probably be among the journalists that were asking that questions. And the questions from the deputy, the interview from the deputy governor, that Philip Shuaibu, and Toby Amusan after that wonderful win at the ongoing AFN Trials.
We are happy as a state to be hosting this trial for the second time, and we'll continue to improve on the facility because this is what we want. Like the president was saying now, talking with Toby, said this is homegrown. And you can see how she's down to earth and she's speaking our language. She's doing everything. It's not I want to Ghana and all of this stuff, you know. So we are happy and excited. And as a state, we continue to support athletes. We're supposed to improve on the facility, but the facility is key to their performance. So we are happy to host them for the second year. All coaches that you see today, after 100, you must see about 70 are from Edo State. Not really Edo indigenous, but all of them, this is where sports started. Bende State has been home of sport, and Benin City has been the headquarters of sport. But government went on recess, and we are bringing it back. So like we are bringing sport to its native land, and that's why we build this facility, and we use the 20th National Sports Festival to relaunch ourselves back. And there are a lot of facilities that we built. We are majoring in 18 sports, and those sports within this facility, they are state-of-the-art facility. This track is not one track you can see anywhere in Nigeria. And just like the handball, we have a lot of facility. And only in Edo State, presently, you have waveless swimming pool. So aquatic, handball, all of other events are taking place here. Today, you are having the handball, the national handball going on, and the national trial. And next week, at the upper week, we are expecting the aquatic federation to also come. So we are bringing everybody back. And the goal is to continue to have the likes of Mosu and others to break records and make Nigeria proud, and for them to live their dream to the fullest.
All thanks to my maker. The goal is to just take each race at a time. You know, I just flew in from Stockholm last night. Exhausted, but you know, like I tell people, it's business, so I have to show up for work. Nigeria's home for me, so anytime duty calls back here, I gotta show up. It's just another opportunity for me, you know, to get a racing, because at the beginning of the season I was injured pretty bad, and I didn't get as much races as I want to get, and you know, I had the opportunity to come here and run at the nationals, so I just have to show up.
What an amazing thing to see, a world record holder. That was her first race after she won that in USA. Lastly, before I let Deji go, Deji, we want to thank you for your time. But before we let you go, I've come to a conclusion. Perhaps that's why I need you to help also people to know whether it seems every sport in the country has gotten the same winner for the past 3 or 2 years. So this level of competition, if you want to look at the 100 meters hurdles, this is the third time Toby is winning the title. And we also want to look at Chubebuka. This is almost the fourth time he's winning the shot put. We also want to look at some other events. To me, I want to hear your opinion. Does it mean that the level of competition in the country has gone down? Or the people holding on to this title keep improving themselves? Except you tell us new winners. Are you there, Deji? Oh, okay. Hope we can still get... okay, Deji, thank you for your time. But this will be my last question before I let you go. It's been a lot of innovative response from you. The past 3 or 4 years, it's been the same athletes that have been holding on to this gold medal, to this championship. Toby, for instance, this is her third time she's winning this. Chubebuka, anytime it comes to the country, it takes the shot put. And also for the discourse of recent, it has been Fola Shade and the rest. It doesn't seem the level of competition in the country, there's not been enough competition for the home base to take over, because we've seen the same winners in most of these events in the past 2 or 3 years.
Sorry, I lost you for like 5 seconds.
Okay. Now, we've seen the same winners in the same competition for the past 3 or 4 years. Does that mean the level of competition in the country is low? It has either been Toby in hurdles, it's been Chubebuka in shot put, and the rest of them. Why is it so? Does it mean it's the level of the competition?
I wouldn't say so. It's the same reason why you probably asked why the competition has been dominating in tennis. Doesn't mean there's no competition. Some are just better than others, especially in individual sports where athletes reach a particular ceiling or reach a particular peak, and it's difficult for them to break that ceiling. So you would have to be ultimately good. A lot of factors come into play. And like we know, we are seeing a huge rise of Nigerian athletes in college in the United States, and they run on scholarship. They cannot run professionally. So you get a situation where they run fast times in the first half of the year. Their coaches train them to pick at the NCAA championship, and after that, their body breaks down. So you don't really see them do well at championship for Nigeria. That's the price we have to pay for not having infrastructures and developing our own talent here. But long term, you see that they eventually get back to reckoning. So I don't think it's lack of competition. It's just the way the sport is designed. I mean, Shailen Fraser-Pryce has been dominating for Jamaica over 15 years, same as Ellen Thompson for 7-8 years. But they've got younger guys that are coming up, and until they grow gradually to that level, you can't run faster than your shadows. And that's the thing with track and field, except you are part of the outlier that is exceptionally talented, which become one in a blue moon. So I don't think it's lack of competition.
Okay, let me now, before I let you go, finally, I have to apologize for that. Your role, you are the country manager of Making of Champions. I mean, I've seen you several times. I've seen, what does that role entails? Because it seems that you have the whole championship, the whole thing that has to do with Nigeria and athletics and some sports on you. Since you've been appointed as the country manager of Making of Champions, an international brand that focus on athletics. Deji, how has been your new role?
I mean, it's been okay, challenging. We have a lot of things planned up for the next 10 months. During our 10-year anniversary in June, we unveiled our 10th competition, which will be starting in September. To make an announcement for title sponsor later this month, and it's going to be groundbreaking. We'll begin competition similar in the mold of what we have in Jamaica, high school champs, or the United States high school collegiate system. So to discover athletes all across Nigeria from junior secondary school, give them collegiate scholarships, put them in an academy in Nigeria and train them. So planning towards this event that we would get some of the best athletes and discover them in Nigeria.
So, of recent, Udo Gabriel, we've not heard so much about her. A lot of people knew Udo Gabriel through Making of Champions. And I'm sure she's not really in the mix of events going on right now. Any updates on that? I don't want to use the format Golden Girl, but a Golden Girl that's still golden. We've not heard so much about Udo Gabriel. The last we heard about her was the very fact that she was among the 4x100 meters that won the gold. I think she ran in the semi-final thereabout in that competition. Since then, we've not heard about Udo Gabriel, but she came to limelight through the Making of Champions, how you make champions, and also we know for the very fact that she represented Lagos at the Edo 2020 Sport Festival, and I don't know whether it was Delta or Edo she represented in Asaba, but we just want to know, the fans, a lot of people want to know the updates and several issues around, updates around Udo Gabriel.
Well, for Joyce, the last 1 year has not been so good for her. Struggling with injuries, trying to spend camp, working on the United States. So all of it just been kept under wraps personally for her. I think that's just the most I can say about her.
Okay, a very big thank you for your time, Deji, for being part of today's show. And I'm sure that if there's anything you need to say about the future of athletics, I'm sure you say it's in the finance and Nigerians will be better off.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's Deji, who is the country manager for Making of Champions. And for those of us asking you before we let you go, we want to take you back also to the events, compiled events. When we come back from this particular, we showed you earlier, but there's a need for those asking about it so that you can just have the best of the best as what happened at the Samuel Ogeyingbo Stadium before we round up the show. Because I think it's a...
There are 6 of them. Please can we give them a round of applause for being just for the final. That was hit 1. We go to hit 2 shortly. There were 6 of them that are running up. Hits, lanes 1 and 8 are end, well end. We go to hit 2, almost immediately thereafter. Hit number 1, we go to hit 2 thereafter. These are the events happening for kilometer hurdles. women. May we give another applause to the athlete. We go to E2. Very short.
Interesting moment. The whole show is ending tomorrow, talking about the 2023 AFN National Trials that's running up tomorrow at the summer Ogeyingbo Stadium. And the update we have from Deji, who is the country manager of Making of Champions, is that some of these athletes will also be in Region 2. Region 2 is in Togo, talking about the West African athletic body. So region 2 is in Togo, so we have the 4x100, and some of these athletes also going to Togo. But some of the international athletes are consigned in Toby and also Isebumi. They're having some meets. Let's not forget, in the few days we'll be saying Kamacho Queen and Toby also, and all this leads to the Budapest World Championship. Will Toby be able to retain a championship? Will she be able to extend our world record? And we have a Kamacho Queen, who also the Olympic champion in the 100 meters and all that. So she's also going to be in the mix. And for the long jump, Isebumi came 5th in the last time, I think in Stockholm, and she also want to do best in the meets she'll be having soon. So when it comes to athletics, you have to stay hold on to us. We'll give you the update on the latest in the world of athletics. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Same time tomorrow, we'll be giving you all what you need to know in the world of sport. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. Bye for now.